There are some basic things we need to keep in mind for all the exercises. We always stand with our feet parallel to each other. When we stand with our feet parallel, that puts our center of gravity right in the arch of our foot. We close the index finger and the thumb whenever we can. This keeps the energy in the body the same way they do in yoga practices. When we breathe in through our nose, out through our nose, as soft and gentle as possible. I will be breathing loud for you to hear so that you know when to take an in-breath, when to take an out-breath. We're going to do all of the rotations in both directions. First we'll rotate in one direction, then in the other direction. What this does is ties the brain to these exercises because your brain has to figure out what muscle to fire in what order to reverse the directions. And we do all of these exercises at a very slow speed. The reason we do them slow is because we want all of the little support muscles to do their part in making the movement. If we move too fast, then momentum takes over and the little support muscles get to sleep. We don't want them to sleep during this exercise. We want to wake them up and get them strong. We start each exercise session with 3 breathing exercises. There are 2 breathing techniques used in the first 2 breathing exercises. There are the deep abdominal breath and reverse breathing. The first breathing technique we use is called deep abdominal breath. And all that means is that as you take air in, you're going to let your belly expand like a big Buddha belly. So as I take a breath in, my belly goes out, it expands. And then I use my abdominal muscles to squeeze the air out of myself gently. And that's how we do a deep abdominal breath. We take a breath in, the belly expands. We breathe out, and we contract the belly. The second breathing technique we use is called reverse breathing. Reverse breathing just means that as I take air in through my nose, instead of my belly expanding, I contract my belly. So I'm going to take a breath in and suck my belly in. That's going to invert the diaphragm. That'll massage the lungs. The lungs will massage the heart. So as I take a breath in, I suck in my belly. That inverts the diaphragm. As I breathe out, I just relax those muscles and let the abdominal release and relax again. So take a reverse breath in, suck in your belly, relax, and just release it out. There are 3 breathing exercises: gathering yang qi from the universe, drawing yin qi from the earth, and harmonizing heaven and earth. Gathering yang qi from the universe. We're going to raise our arms up with the palms facing up. And we're going to take that deep abdominal breath, that Buddha breath. As we breathe out, we're going to extend our arms out to the side, the palms face up. Turn the palms to the front now. Here's that reverse breath. As you fill your lungs and expand your chest, your arms will move back, and then you relax down. So we take a deep abdominal breath, Buddha belly, as the palms face up. Then the palms still face the ceiling as you breathe out. Now turn the palms to the front. Here's that reverse breath. Let the chest expand. It brings the arms back. And then just relax down. Take a deep abdominal breath, Buddha belly. Breathe out. Palms forward, reverse breath. And relax down. Good. That's the first breathing exercise. Drawing yin qi from the earth. The second breathing pose only uses that reverse breathing technique. So here's the motion. I'll raise my arms up as I take a reverse breath in. And I'll use my imagination and visualize that I've pulled energy up through the earth with that reverse breath, and it fills my whole body and rises up to my fingertips. So take a reverse breath in here. Suck the abdomen in, pull the diaphragm up, and use your imagination. Pull energy up from the earth, fill your whole body with beautiful energy, and then feel it drain back and return to the earth. The name of the pose is Raise Yin Qi from the earth. Take that reverse breath up, pull the energy up through the earth, fill your whole body, and let that energy just drain back and flow into the earth. Harmonizing heaven and earth. Harmonizing heaven and earth requires a hand position where we connect the middle finger and index finger tip to tip. The reason we do that is when we bring our hands above our head, if only the middle finger is touching, our elbows can be back too far. If only the index finger is touching, our elbows can be too far forward. When we connect those 4 fingers above our head, they ensure that our elbows are in the correct position. We're going to lift up the energy from the earth. We're going to push it up into the universe. We're going to take the energy from the universe now and bring it down to the earth. As I raise up, it's like I'm lifting energy from the earth. Then I turn the palms upside down, connect the middle finger and index finger as I push up into the universe. Now with the hands facing up, I fold from the waist, wherever my range of motion brings me, comfortable. Turn the palms over, breathe in. Breathe out as you push up. Fold from the waist, continue the out breath as you fold. Bring the energy up. And then turn the palms and release the energy back to the earth. Joint rotations. The joint rotations are also known as Tai Chi Kung. These rotations work to open the energy blockages in the body, just as acupuncture does. Energy usually gets stuck around a joint. By gently rotating each major joint in the body, energy is able to flow again. These rotations also slightly irritate the joint. This stimulates the body's automatic response, which is to lubricate the joint with synovial fluid. The joint rotations are always done slowly in both directions. This engages the brain in the healing process. It also gently engages all the muscles and tendons involved in moving that joint. There are 3 neck exercises: side to side, 4 corners, and head circles. Side to side. This one is going to take the vertebrae in the neck and move them like plates so that they start to move side to side. What I want you to do is make sure that your shoulders don't move. It's really important that as I turn my head to the side, I don't let my shoulders follow, because we want all of the motion to be from the cervical vertebra and move those discs like plates. So take a nice breath in the center. Turn your head to one side. Breathe out. Stay there till you finish the out breath. Then start an in breath and bring your head to the opposite side. And again, breathe out. The object is to keep your eyes on the same plane as you move from side to side. Keep the shoulders still so all the motion comes from the cervical vertebra. Come back to center and rest. 4 corners. The next pose we come to is called 4 corners. And the object of 4 corners is to make believe we have this big imaginary rectangle in front of us, and we're going to physically move our head to the 4 corners of that rectangle. What that does is it opens and closes the space 360 degrees around all the cervical vertebrae. So take a nice breath now. Look down at the lower right-hand corner. 1. Look up. 2. Look across. 3. Look down. 4. Look across. 5. And you'll do that until you get to 36. And then you're going to reverse that and go the opposite way. Now the important thing is that every one of those little stops in the 4 corners is a pause that allows the proteins inside the muscle body to expand and hopefully increase your range of motion. Head circles. The next pose we come to for the cervical vertebra is called head circles. The important thing in head circles is to make sure that your face stays in the front, so that when you make a circle, it's with your head like you're tracing a circle on the ceiling. And keep the face in the front as you make 1, 2, 3. And then reverse it and go the other way. 1, 2, 3. There are 5 rotations for the shoulders and arms. Shoulder circles. Arms extended, tight fists. Arms extended, palms out, fingertips face up. Arms extended, palms flat. Big arm circles. Shoulder circles. This next pose is called shoulder circles. A little different than a shoulder shrug. What I want you to do is pull your arms towards the front. then pull them up towards your ears, then pull them down in the back, and then pull them down on the bottom. So what we're doing is we're making a circle instead of just an up and down shrug. So pull the arms back, pull them down, pull them to the front, pull them up. And we're going to make that circle in both directions. Then we'll reverse, pull them up in the back, come around, pull them down in the front. Now the hand position is really important on this. And the position is that the back of the hand faces the front when my arms are in the front. The back of the hand faces the outside when I bring my arms to the top. The back of the hand faces behind me when my arms are in the back. So every time I move around in a circle, the back of the hand is changing positions, which is going to rotate all four of the rotator cuffs. Now, the other important thing with this pose is the elbow. Make sure that the elbow stays straight. If you're bending the elbow, you're going to be using arm muscles to help lift the arms up. We want to work just the shoulder muscles. So keep the elbow straight and the arms are hanging down. So now reverse that circle. Now the arms come up in the back, around the top, and down in the front. So once again, it's important that you watch the hand position. As I rotate the shoulders around, when my arms are in the back of the hand faces towards the back. As they come up to the top, the back of the hand faces to the outside. When I come in the front, the back of the hand faces forward. So let that rotation go around, and that'll make sure that all four of the rotator cuff muscles are being massaged as the humerus rotates around. Arms extended, tight fists. The next shoulder exercise, bring your arms up and out to the sides, parallel to the ground. I want you to make a fist now as tight as you can and then pull the wrist down. This is going to take all the muscles and tendons on the top of the arm, tighten them up all the way behind the ear. And then we rotate them. 1, 2, 3. And you'll rotate them 9 times in each direction. And then you'll reverse it and go the other way. When you finish, bring the arms up from the wrist, open the fingers, and just let the arms float down. Arms extended, palms out, fingertips point up. The second variation of this second exercise is with the palms out, pushing on the walls, fingertips face up. What this is going to do is stretch all the tendons and muscles on the bottom of the arm all the way to underneath the armpit. Push on the walls as you rotate the arms. 1, 2, 3. You'll do 9 in this direction, then you're going to reverse it, and you'll do 9 in the other direction. And then when you finish, it'll be up from the wrists and let the arms just float down. Arms extended, palms flat. The third variation of that second exercise are the palms flat. They're just parallel to the floor. And 1, 2, 3. And you'll go up to 9 this direction, then reverse it, do 9 in the opposite direction. When you finish, raise up from the wrists, and just let the arms float down. Big arm circles. What I want you to do is bring the arms up behind you with the palms facing up. As the palms come up over your head, now in the front, the palms are facing down. Right here on the bottom is where you have to roll the shoulder to get those palms up in the back so that they can come around, and then the palms come down the front. So when we reverse it, now the palms are up in the front. Here on the top is where you have to roll that shoulder to get those palms down in the back. Palms come around, the palms are up in the front. You roll the shoulder, the palms are down in the back. So the importance of where the palm position is dictates what happens in the humerus bone in the top of the arm. And as we rotate the palms around by moving the humerus, that's going to massage all 4 of the rotator cuff muscles in the shoulder, and it's going to bring some healing to a shoulder injury. Elbows and wrist exercises. Elbow circles and 3 different wrist exercises. Elbow circles. So working our way down from the shoulders, now we come to the elbows. For the elbows, I want you to hold your arms out in the front like you have a beach ball sitting on them. And then lift the palms up, in, around, and out. Turn the palms over. Up, in, around, and out. Turn the palms over. Up, in, around, and out. So you'll notice that when I finish the pose, my index finger and thumb come together and form a triangle right in front of me. That little triangle tells me that my elbows are in the right position. If I connect just the index finger, my elbows are up too high. If I connect just the thumbs, my elbows are too low. When I see that little imaginary triangle between these four fingers, that tells me that my elbows are in the right position. Now, we reverse this by going down, in, around, and out. And there's that triangle again. Down, in, around, and out. Down, in, around, and out. Good. Wrist rotations, arms at 90 degrees. As we move our way down the arm, we come to the wrist now. For the wrist, we're going to do 3. The first one, I want you to bring your elbows up against your side, but don't squeeze tight. Just bend it at a 90-degree angle. That's all we need, so we shorten the tendons on the top part of the arm and stretch the ones on the bottom. Here, though, I want you to make a fist as tight as you can. Squeeze it hard, and then rotate it just from the wrist. Keep the forearm still and rotate it from the wrist. And we're going to rotate it in one direction, like this. Squeeze it tight, though, and rotate it then in the opposite direction. Remember to keep squeezing it tight. And wrist rotations, arms at sides. Second rotation for the wrist, bring the arms straight down by your sides. Once again, I want you to make a fist as tight as you can. Squeeze it hard. Rotate just from the wrist, first in one direction, and then in the other direction. The reason for this second position is as we straighten out the arm, we stretch the tendons on the front part of the arm, and we contracted the tendons and muscles on the back side of the arm. Wrist rotations, holding a beach ball. Third variation for the wrist, bring the arms up in front again like you're holding that beach ball, and now just from the wrist, bring the hands around and out. Bring the hands around and out. There's that little triangle again. Remember that little triangle? It means your elbows are in the right position. After you rotate them in one direction, then down, in, around, and out. And there's that triangle again. Down, in, around, and out. And we'll rotate these in both directions. Shaking the body. So now we come to the first shake we do in the program. We're going to do 3 different shakes in the program. In Chinese medicine, they believe that shaking the body is one of the most beneficial things you can do. We have lymph nodes at various locations in the body, and the lymph nodes don't have a pump. So as we expand and contract the muscles around them, that stimulates them and it circulates the lymphatic fluid through the body. The lymphatic fluid is your first line of defense against infection, injury, and it's also very important for healing. Now, in this first shake, we're going to shake up and down without letting the feet leave the ground. We're going to breathe. Something called breath of fire comes from Kundalini Yoga, and that's just shh, 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 shh. And in this shake, we're going to shake our hands in several directions because we have 8 bones in the wrist, and we want to get the synovial fluid around all of them. The first position is the palms face the body. And we'll shake up and down like this. And then we're going to shake it with the palms facing the floor. Shh, 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 shh. And then the third position are little circles in one direction. And the fourth position are little circles in the opposite direction. Then we're going to flop the wrist up and down. And then we're going to flop the wrist side to side. And then we're going to flop the wrist with the palms facing each other. And then we're going to shake our arms out in a motion like this. And all of this is done while we're vibrating the body by shaking, and we're breathing breath of fire, which is going to clean out the lungs. It's going to vibrate the lungs, going to shake them loose. The shaking exercise, the Chinese believe, is the most important exercise you can do every day because it works the lymphatic system, it works the heart system, it works the circulation system. It compresses and decompresses the bones to help with bone strength. It works the muscles, the tendons, the joints. In other words, this is the one exercise you should find time for every day and do a shaking exercise. It works the whole body and every system in it. Spine rotations. Now we come to the pose for the spine. I want you to open your legs extra wide, take a little extra step wide, and then pigeon toe yourself slightly, and this is going to help stabilize the hips. I want you to put your fingers together like this right in front of your face and look at which index finger came out on top. And then take the opposite hand and put it on top. So now the other index finger is on top. What that does is it's going to use the opposite side of your brain. Push the palms up towards the sky and just from the waist. Keep the hips still, the arms still, and move just the waist around the circle. And it's 1, 2. You got to remember to breathe in this one. We always have a tendency to hold our breath. And then reverse it and go in the other direction. Try and keep the hips still. All the motion should be from the waist up. Take a nice breath. Push up on the sky, up, up, up. And then bring the hands down and release the pose. Hip circles. For the hip circles, bring your legs back to shoulder width. Remember, shoulder width is straight down the outside of the ribs, outside of the legs, even with the feet on the bottom. We're going to bend our knees a little bit. We're going to bring our hands up high on the rib cage, and then we're going to make circles with our hip like the old-fashioned hula hoop, hip circles. Now, I want you to practice this in front of the mirror and make sure that your shoulders and your head stay still so that all the motion comes from the center of the body. Although all of these exercises are really good for you every day, this one is particularly important because right now as you do this hip circle, you're massaging the colon, the intestines. We're massaging the liver and the gallbladder. All the internal organs in the abdominal cavity are being massaged right now and moved around. This is very, very good for your health. Helps with elimination. Knee circles. For the knee circles, what I want you to do is bring your legs together, and then I want you to squat down until your hands can rest on your thighs. But make sure that your fingertips don't go past your knees. Now, it's important that you feel your weight on the heel of the foot, not on the ball of the foot. You should be able to lift up your toes and then just let them relax and lay down on the ground as you make little circles. Keep a little pressure between the knees and keep the circles very small. We're not trying to stretch anything here. We're just trying to get that synovial fluid to get moved all around in the sac and lubricate the knee, bring nutrients into the knee, and take waste products out of the knee. So, from the side, you see that my weight is on my heels. I can lift my toes. I'm not bent over. I'm squatted down. That's important to the position. Let your gaze go about 6 or 7 foot out in front of you so that you don't put too much of a strain on the back of your neck if you lift your head up. The next exercises are very important to balance. We will stand on one leg and rotate the hip joints, the knees, and the ankles.